All right, we are good. So, hello everybody, and welcome to. Well, I just wanted to document this because it's an exciting time for our country's history, and my buddies just sent me this link. And mind you, these are my buddies that are huge MAGA Trump supporters, and I gotta say, after this, oh, I'm inclined to, at least show some support as far as this initiative is concerned. But anyways, and as you can see, we've got other stuff going on here, like all these people, health insurance, healthcare, these other concerns that I've been raising, like to the president on XApp, which is wild. I don't know if he actually reads them directly. I hope he doesn't read some of the things that I've posted, but I have apologized. And I hope that he understands, if he sees this, that I am sincerely sorry that I got a little carried away. I guess is the best way to put it. I've got a sixth sense of humor too, and so. But if you knew my buddies, yeah, you'd know. So, anyways, without further ado, I want to check this out. Oh yeah, Kevin Sabe, whatever he is. I'm not a big fan, but he actually blocked me on my Sam. But oh, he did a response. I don't care about your response. I want to go here. Is this it? This is it. Okay. No way sanctions its use as a recreational drug. It is never safe to use powerful controlled substances in recreational measures. Okay, so he has to say that because he's got, a lot of people. He can't just make a national decree that, blah blah blah. But once the science tests it, and that's all we really wanted. To be clear, and not that I represent every hippie in the world, but to be clear, um, we've only wanted science to give it a chance, or to give science a chance to prove the efficacy for medical uses, um, the efficacy for, well, and mental wellness is in there with it, and just the general happiness of the average user. So without further ado, let's listen to. Although this is just a clip, I kind of actually want to see the whole thing. It's only gonna take like 2 minutes, so we can do that. Yeah, no, Kevin, I'll get to him. There we go. No, large school systems see plummeting, and there's a lot of like oh, I don't know if I agree with that. I think we should still be learning Spanish at a high rate. It's just, that part I don't agree with. And oh my gosh. Okay, well, I guess this might be. Nah, nah, I'm not buying that. Hold on. Um, without showing my email on camera. So you gotta be careful with that. I don't know what's in there, but I know that I don't want it visible. Um, let's see. And then what I'm gonna do is it's as simple as this, really. My buddy texted it to me. I'm going to take the link. I'm going to stop it because I'm already watching it there, and then take the link and copy and send it to myself. Actually, wait, I could even just do it in there. Hold on. Copy, and then here it has a share button, even just within the text messaging. Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna let that, and yeah, Kevin Sabe, he's just gonna poo-poo it no matter what. Sorry, it's a Gmail to myself from not my work account. Thank you. From not even my school account. I still have my CSU account in here, to myself. Now you can either send it or save it as a draft, but I'm going to send it. President Trump. Now he gets the respect. President Trump signs executive order to reschedule cannabis. And we're going to call it cannabis because that whole marijuana thing is part of the propaganda from back in the day. All right, anyways. So we are here. Got that. Now, all I gotta do, I gotta be quick too, because I got things to do. So, here we go. So, and actually, let's test it here just to make sure it should work. But, I mean, this is Windows, and already Android, as much as I love XApp, doesn't work too great. I can't edit my things, although maybe that's by design. Maybe they didn't want me editing things. They just wanted me to, either put up or shut up. Okay, anyways, so we are good. This is a reaction video, and I apologize if there is like, I will try to, I'll pay the fee or whatever. I asked the president, permission before broadcasting this. I might have to get his permission, or Elon's, but I mean, honestly, or I might get hit with a copyright strike, whatever. But I feel like this is a historic time, right? So, without further ado, Let's see what the man has to say.
Well, this is a big day in many reasons, really for many reasons, and I have a very distinguished group of people behind me, mostly medical people and brilliant people, and they really know what they're doing. And I just want to thank them. They gave truly lives in terms of the time and all of the incredible work they've done over the years in arriving at the position they have now, most respected people in the country. Today I'm pleased to announce that I will be signing an executive order to reschedule marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 controlled substance with legitimate medical uses. We have people begging for me to do this, people that are in great pain. For decades, this action has been requested by American patients suffering from extreme pain, incurable diseases, aggressive cancers, seizure disorders, neurological problems, and more, including numerous veterans with service-related injuries and older Americans who live with chronic medical problems that severely degrade their quality of life. And it's so really, I mean, just, I can't tell you, I think I probably have received more phone calls on this, on doing what we're doing. I don't think I received any calls on the other side of it, but hopefully this reclassification,
because it is so bad,
which by the way polls at 82%, will help many of those patients live a far better life. We're joined today by Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's doing a fantastic job, Administrator of Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Dr. Mehmet Oz, the FDA Commissioner, Dr. Marty McCary, Director of the National Institutes of Health, Dr. J.
Sorry. Oh, crud, what did I do? I messed with it. Hold on. Sorry. He was announcing some
drug abuse, Medicaid Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Dr. Mehmet Oz, the FDA Commissioner, Dr. Marty McCary, Director of the National Institutes of Health, Dr. J. Bhattacharya, and the Director of the National Institute on Drug Abuse, Dr. Nora Valkow, as well as Dr. Ilana Braun from the Dana-Farber Cancer.
Actually, I'm going to just pause it right there because it is important to note that um, it's still easy to abuse this stuff. You got to be careful. You got to use it responsibly. There's a difference between sativa and indica. There's a difference between each individual strain. I've had people tell me that indica and sativa is a fake falsehood, which if that is the case, then you would still want to understand the underlying terpenes or terps, whatever you call them. I'm not a professional, but I know a lot of people that are professionals, and I've heard this time and time again. Like, we've already been studying this stuff in Colorado for over 10 years, so just keep that in mind. But the point that I'm trying to make here, though, is you can't be driving. You can't be, especially with indica, that stuff, like, you got to treat it like alcohol, worse than alcohol, because the problem is it stays in your system for so long. So if you're acting a fool and you're driving poorly, then I hate to say it, you deserve to get into some trouble. Now, if you can handle your stuff, and this was the same with alcohol, which I mean, that's such a gray area that's so dangerous because alcohol, if you have your limits and you know your limits, then I mean, every person that drinks a lot or smokes a lot or does a lot of the other illegal stuff or whatever, they know their limits. And so I mean, if they've done it a long time, long enough time, and like it's not like they're stupid as far as that now, as far as choosing to drive and doing irresponsible behaviors, no, this is still not okay. And like he clarified, this is not an open use at will. You have to have a medical condition to be using it as far as the federal level, as far as the state level, which, and I know about Trump, that's one thing that he does support is state rights over the federal rights almost every time. I mean, like, you can tell the biases that come through. They're just party aligned and everything, like things like bodily autonomy and all that. But he has respected Colorado law, as far as I know. Like, I haven't heard of feds busting any, dispensaries or grow houses or grow operations, anything like that, as long as it's following the Colorado law, which we said, and we're very strict about it too. You can only have so many plants. You can only, because they want to control it. It's still a controlled substance, and it still needs to be treated as such. This is not candy, it's not for kids, it's not, something like that. And the hippies have known this for a long time. Like, people kind of tend to think that drug users and drug dealers and all these people, well, they're also, I gotta be kind of careful. So I got little ears in the house, but I did tell him I was going to make a recording. So, anyways, um, I can edit things out. I just don't want to edit like him come down. I don't want him hearing too much of this. I mean, I assume he's going to see it, but um, anyways, no. Just let it be known that I mean I'm on board with this. I know a lot of my colleagues are on board with this, like for this exact reason, like pure legalization. One day maybe, but we need to have the control structures in place. All right, so let's listen to this.
Institute, Duke University.
Also, I just realized it's 36 minutes, so I don't think I'm going to do it. How long have we already been going? 10 minutes. You know what? I don't think I care all that much. Let's just hear him say it, and then we'll be done.
City's Dr. David Casseret, the National Commander of the American Legion, Dan Wiley, and my friend Howard Kessler. Howard, how are you feeling? I'm telling you, he looks better than he did 20 years ago. But I don't want to go through what you went through to get there.
Okay.
Right? But it looks like you're doing great. I'm proud of you. I want to emphasize that the order I am about to sign is not the legalization, or it doesn't legalize marijuana in any way, shape, or form, and in no way sanctions its use as a recreational drug. It has nothing to do with it. Just as the prescription painkillers may have legitimate uses, but can also do irreversible damage and never, if you look at some of the damage that can be caused, wreck lives, and if it's abused, it's never safe to use powerful.
Sorry, I'm also going to point out there he's talking about Oxycontin for painkillers, which are the biggest killer. People get hooked on prescription medications and then they find the street equivalent, heroin, and that is often laced with dangerous chemical additives. So even if people had pure heroin, they'd be fine. But nobody can afford pure heroin except for like famous people and stuff that have a lot of money, and people that are able to get around the laws and everything. And even that is sketchy. So um, and even pharmaceuticals are heavily traded on the black markets, and oxys are huge. And I've known people that have passed away from oxy addiction. So it's a very real thing, and he's no joke. However, I have never heard of a single person pass away from cannabis addiction. I've never, I mean, they used to say it was the gateway drug, which is totally false. It's only the gateway drug in the sense is once people use it, and this is why it's been so dangerous, is because cannabis is so benign that people use it, they think, oh, everything else is just as dangerous, or, just as simple as this, which, and even that, again, like, I mean, all drugs are really not that bad if you get the pure form, if you don't have meth and heroin or meth or opiates in it. Because really, meth and opiates and alcohol and tobacco, those four are the danger ones. Everything else, in moderation. You got to be careful. Okay, do the Mr. Mackey thing. Do a shout out to South Park. I'm going to Casa Bonita too, by the way. Finally, I'm going to Casa Bonita. But anyways, and South Park is going to be all over this, and there's going to be a big makeup thing, I'm sure. Like Trump's going to be like, "Oh, let's change this, this, and this," and South Park's going to be like, "Oh, I knew you had it in you, and we're going to have a big moment." You watch. But anyways, pattern detection and all that. But for this, okay, let's let the guy talk.
Controlled substances and recreational matters, and especially in this case, if you take a look, illegal and unregulated drugs, very, very bad thing. So I've always told my children.
Sorry, I second that. If it's unregulated, it can be It can be. Isn't necessarily, but it can be.
Children, don't take drugs, no drinking, no smoking, and just stay away from drugs.
Yes, children, you should stay away from it. You need to be at least a certain age. Like 14, 15 is when I started with cannabis, but like alcohol was the dangerous one, and there was alcohol too, like middle school, high school. Like it's just something you just got to be aware of. Sometimes I've even heard of elementary school drinking, and that's scary, which I've done. Actually, I did. I had a beer, some whiskey, a couple beers. My buddies and I found beer in first grade. Like had a full, not even full beers. Like we'd sipped a little bit, and then we were loopy. We were like, whoa. Anyways, beer in first grade, beer in fifth grade. I had whiskey third, fourth grade, just little sips, you know. And I think I turned out okay. A little strange, but more or less okay. So, anyways, yeah, let's let him go on.
I have been They would look at me.
Sorry, not saying that's good. I probably would have been better without the alcohol. The weed at 14, debatable. And that's what the science is going to study. So,
They said, "Dad, would you stop saying that?" I would say it every time I looked at it practically. Young Americans are especially at risk, so unless a drug is recommended by a doctor for medical reasons, just don't do it. At the same time, the facts compel the federal government to recognize that marijuana can be legitimate in terms of medical applications when carefully administered in some cases. This may include the use as a substitute for addictive and potentially lethal opioid painkillers, and they cause tremendous problems. This can do it in a much lesser way, can make people feel much better that are living through tremendous pain and problems. 40 states and multiple U.S. territories have already recognized the use of medical marijuana. This reclassification order will make it far easier to conduct marijuana-related medical research, allowing us to study benefits, potential dangers, and future.
and by the way, I am willing to submit all of my testimony for the purpose of, and I've already told people this. Hold on and see. Okay, just gotta make sure. I mean, like I said, I'm cool with them seeing it. I just, I'd like to buffer it a little bit first and like let it kind of simmer. I'm gonna edit this video and stuff, maybe cut some things out. Um, and of course, whatever the president allows, because I'm basically ripping off his speech right now. I'm not ripping it off. This is for news, and I'm not making money off of this. So, and actually, truth be told, I haven't made any money off of either Twitch or YouTube yet. Wait, yet. Sorry. Anyways, let's go.
Treatments, it's going to have a tremendously positive impact, I believe. We're also asking Congress.
Sorry to clarify, I'm going to try to grow my channel and earn it organically, and people might donate, may or may not. I don't know. There's nothing guaranteed, but I think they're going after this, and even if I get it, it's going right to communal to set up things with this. And I told the president very indirectly, I bubbled it up through law enforcement, through medical people. It's in written records. I did interviews with a medical clinic, multiple medical clinics, and I still said my idea. My idea is Space Jesus. Okay, we're going to have to bleep that out. But like, I was saying I was Space Jesus, and I was like going to work with a bunch of other people online, like Mr. Beast and Mark Zuckerberg and all these like famous people, because that's what they're doing. They're waiting for this, and then they need like people to be out there leaders, not just me, like all of the Twitch streamers, the very, the most popular of them, the most compassionate, the most kind, the most understanding, the most patient. Those are going to be the leaders